Hi, folks. My name is Gar Whaley. I'm the co-founder and CRO of Teal. With me today, again, I have Reed Johnston. He's a co-founder and our CIO. Reed, what are we here to talk about today?
Yeah, so today we're here to talk about co-managed IT.
Co-managed IT. Right. So we get a lot of calls from prospects about co-managed IT, what it is, why would I use it? Luke and I did a video about a year ago, and we're just doing a second version of that video. There were some tweaks to it that we wanted to make and some other answers that we wanted to share. So let's start out, Reed, jump right in with defining co-managed IT. What is co-managed IT?
Yeah, so co-managed is really a partnership where your internal IT team will collaborate with an MSP like Teal for additional resources and support. And it's not about replacing your internal team, but more about complementing the efforts that they have, with the goal being to boost efficiency without full outsourcing. Would you add anything to that, Gar?
That's perfect, I think, Reed. An example I would use before we started this company, it's actually sort of the genesis of this company. Don, our other partner, and myself used to work in the enterprise. And my last role before starting Align Technology Solutions, now Teal, was VP of IT at a nonprofit over in Tysons Corner, Virginia. It was about a $150 million company, maybe 300 employees. And I was actually trying to outsource some of my IT employees so I could spend more money on revenue generation. So I had some developers that were producing revenue for the organization, and I had some infrastructure help desk folks working on help desk and keeping the network up and running. And I was trying to outsource some of that so that I could spend more money in my budget towards revenue generation. And that was a perfect example of how to outsource part of your IT environment for more productivity, like you said. Um, so, Reed, what are some other reasons that you might outsource part of your IT outsourcing?
Yeah, so there's really three areas. The first is workload to help with some excess needs that the internal team can't necessarily handle because they're focused on other tasks. The second is expertise. You may have an internal team that has a certain skill set and you need some additional skills that they don't have for a period of time, maybe compliance or cybersecurity. And then the last is really focus. And that's where the internal team can focus on specific projects, specific tasks, and then the outsource like Teal can provide additional support, letting them focus.
Yeah. So another example I'll use from my past prior to starting this company is the first piece that I ever outsourced was actually security, cybersecurity. So we outsourced, I had three network engineers and five help desk guys. The network engineers, three of them can't possibly look at firewall logs 24/7 and react to issues. So we outsourced that piece. And what we first outsourced was just monitoring and just monitoring actually. And then we further outsourced management of firewalls and switches and other network components. But that's where it made sense. I still had the same three network engineers and the same five help desk people. It's just they were focused on different things for the organization, not monitoring and managing the firewall. And certainly at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday, they were sleeping. They would be woken up if the SOC found anything. So that's another example. Let's talk about, which is a good segue to common misconceptions of outsourcing part of your IT. Let's talk about that for a moment.
Yeah, so some of the common misconceptions, the first one being replacement, that co-managed partner like Teal would replace an internal team. And that's absolutely not the case. We work alongside internal teams. Another misconception is control, and that might be that the outsourced provider like Teal might come in and take total control of their environment. And that's not the case either, because we put together a very clear shared responsibility matrix with our clients that helps us be really clear on who's taking what responsibilities in the environment. And the last is really size and budget. And it's a common misconception that co-managed is really only suitable for really large organizations. But we find that organizations really of all size can benefit from co-managed IT.
Generally, we find it um, at a little bit higher than our normal target for fully managed.
Yeah.
So anywhere from generally 45 on up. Whereas a 20-person organization probably doesn't have that IT person. But let's talk about the benefits of outsourcing part of your IT.
For sure. Yeah, and we've touched on these as we've been chatting, but the first one being efficiency. Bringing in a partner like Teal can improve the IT department's efficiency. Next one is really enhancing security. So we can bring specialized resources in to provide some security capacity that an internal team might not have. Third is cost effectiveness, and working with an outsourced partner like Teal is much more economical than hiring and managing additional staff, for sure. The
Especially when you talk about fully burdening them.
Absolutely, they've got to go on vacation too, and they need benefits and all that. The next is proactive support, and bringing in a partner like Teal can really help an organization focus more on proactivity, because that's what we can really dial into compared to what an internal team may be doing. Scalability is the next one, where if you have a project or an initiative working with a co-managed partner like Teal, we can help you scale up quickly to tackle that project or that initiative, and then scale back down as priorities change. And really the last two, I think, are the most important. First being access to expertise with advanced tools. So we have specialists that have certifications and expert knowledge in a variety of different areas that may be unique compared to what an internal staff member may have. And we can deploy that to our clients, and they benefit from that. And that'll result in reduced downtime, excuse me. That'll help the organization stay up and running and having their systems working as best as possible.
Yeah, the one you said before, reduced downtime, access to expertise, I think is what you said. That's one that I really found beneficial. Again, back at the last company I worked at, where I was a VP of IT before starting this company, as I said, we had three network engineers, systems engineers that were fantastic, very smart, super skilled, highly certified, a lot of certifications. But there's a limit to the four of us, our knowledge set. And when you're working with an outsourced provider that has many and is also doing the same scope of work for many different clients, that brings to bear a greater access to expertise. Like if we ever had a question, we could call them and they would either know it, or they would have seen it at another client, and then we could share that experience. So sort of last question, because we said we keep this short, is common ways that we deploy co-managed IT in our client set.
So you're going to love this. It depends. So really what I mean by that is we tailor our co-managed offering to our clients' specific needs. So in some cases, we're providing only help desk service. In other cases, we're providing tools and managing those tools only. So we really try to dial it into specifically what our clients need.
Perfect. Yeah, I was going to ask if you were going to say something about tools. So another benefit that I've commonly found that our customers say is that they don't want to go out and invest in all the tools. They don't want to keep up with the latest and greatest and know what's bringing them the most value or ROI. So they count on us to do that. And that's what we do. That's it for today, Reed. Any last comments about co-manage that you want to share before we sign off?
I think we really hit on everything. Just want to reiterate that co-managed is really for organizations of all sizes, and we really try to craft the right solution based on our clients' needs.
Yep. Co-managed can fit anywhere, and it's really about flexibility and customization, and we do that great. Thanks for joining again, Reed. We'll see you folks next time.
Thank you. See ya.